Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Stand Up Speakeasy. I'm your host, Srethne, and every single episode, or actually Blue Manchu, I just blew my cover, but it's alright. You already know who I am. Every single episode of the Blue Manchu Chronicles, I bring on a guest that's going to be performing at Pueblo, Colorado, or in Daytona Beach. So without further ado, welcome to the show from the Assault Shakers, Douglas Cook. Hey Douglas, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for being on the show.
Hey, thank you for having me. This is awesome.
Absolutely, for sure. So Douglas, how did what's your musical background? You see some guitars back there, some drum kits, and all that good stuff. So take me on a musical journey.
Like, I mean, I've always, since I was a little kid, the first instrument I had was an accordion that my grandma gave me a little one, and I'd play with that. And I always wanted to play guitar, and I started in bands pretty early, about 16. I was in my first band, played bass guitar, and then a couple other little projects throughout the years. And I don't know, I just always been drawn to music for sure. Anything really art related, I seem to like to do is spend my time creating art. So
Indeed, and that's what I love doing too, is creating art, and that's why I love bringing everyone together for the festival each year. So whether you're a comedian or
absolutely,
a painter or a fashion designer or musician, everyone comes together and party for a couple days together.
yeah. I've never been to one, but I'm honored that you asked, man. That was really cool of you. Thank you.
Oh, absolutely, indeed. Yeah, wanted to get as many local musicians on the bill as possible. So that was uh, how did the Assault Shaker start?
Well, my cousin mentioned to me that I had finally done what I wanted to do ever since we were little kids and watching Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas, and I just thought that was so cool to make instruments out of just household items. And I uh, I don't know. Originally, I made a washtub bass, and I was thinking about doing like a death metal jug band called Jugicide. That was years and years ago. And then so I think I started the Assault Shakers in the early 2000s, and it was me on banjo and Michael Pettiford on washtub bass, and Inea Lujan on guitar, and that was the first lineup, and that was really cool. But I just always really liked that the banjo music for sure. My family, we go to family reunions, and people bust out the guitars and the mandolins and stuff, and it's always a fun time. I have an uncle that played the banjo and stuff, and I like, I don't know why I picked the banjo especially, but just something I hadn't really seen a lot of people play. So I think I got my first one in like 1997, I think, if I remember correctly. And so yeah, but there's a lot of things have changed since I first started learning it, as far as styles and just progression and stuff. So
Indeed, and I know it's been a part of the music scene for a long time with like the haunted wind chimes and in planes and all that stuff. And how did you get together with Mike and like Ine? Like, what was those early days like?
well, me and Michael, let's see, I was living in Colorado Springs, and I moved back to Pueblo, and me and Michael just kind of, I had my banjo and a washtub bass, and we kind of just jammed around. We were jamming with some people, and then we ended up renting a house together. And I think Inea just kind of stopped by one day when we were having a garage sale, and we were out there playing, and he had his guitar. So he just sat in, and and it was just like instantly like really cool. And yeah, and beyond like all that, that like earlier stuff with like the music scene around Pueblo, the indie house, and even before that, like Ricardo was putting on shows back in the early '90s and stuff. And as soon as I knew that there was stuff going on like that around Pueblo, I was definitely trying to be a part of it.
Indeed, and you mentioned about the indie house, and it's like right by the pretty much inside the independent records and stuff. And what are some of the
Yeah,
other
it's the
things
house
that
connected to the backside of it.
Indeed? Hopefully they open it up sometime because we need some more music venues.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that place. I don't know about the if it's structurally sound. There was a lot of heavy music played out of that place. And that it's a great venue because there's really no neighbors, and and we never had any trouble down there. But yeah, I mean, like the bomb shelter right now, that place is great, and the wire or the grind house, that place is cool to play at too. And I think another place has opened. I've been thinking about maybe having shows out here at my house at some point. I'm just trying to work out some details, but I might have some shows out here, like maybe more summertime and the outside shows.
That'd be
So
fun for sure. Absolutely. Yep.
yeah,
Keeps
yeah,
the music scene alive for sure.
yeah.
So, the indie house is one of the places you mentioned. What other places have you performed at other than the grind house and the bomb shelter and such?
There was a place called C's Arcade. That was on Northern. I played at the third floor, which was also called the Red Raven in later years. Played at the Independent Skate Park up in Colorado Springs. And that's like Canyon City. Or one of my bands, the drummer was from Canyon City, so we played up there a few times. I mean, as far as live shows, I didn't really play a lot of live shows, but each band we did, a number of them, and played at a place called Bear Country, going out towards county, and but yeah, played a lot of places around here, and that's about it. I'd like to go on a little tour for sure and go visit some friends, and just play wherever we can go. So that's kind of the plan here.
Absolutely, touring is a lot of fun for sure. I've done two tours so far as a comic, and it's always
Yeah,
great to catch up with old friends along the way.
yeah, yeah, definitely something I'd love to do for sure.
Absolutely, and so man, uh, the Assault Shakers, you got together with Joe on drums, and how did you two link up?
Yeah. Oh, so yeah, I got a new bass player as well. His name's Jared Walker, and he's coming along really nice. We don't have any shows lined up except for you're like the next one, and I'm kind of waiting. Um, we'd probably be ready to play a show here pretty soon, but I don't want to. All the other shows that I've done with other band members have kind of been rushed, and we didn't really have the material down real great, and they were kind of sloppy, and I'd rather not do that again. So we're working on getting a tight little set together, and yeah, Joseph coming in on drums is like it changed the sound, and I wasn't really sure because it's hard to amplify the banjo above the drums. That was the main problem with playing with a full on drum kit, and especially with a drummer as heavy as Joseph. And but he tones it down a little bit. You need a little break from all that heavy music, and his back hurts and stuff. So, but yeah, it sounds really cool. I'd like to get more musicians for sure, like fiddle player, accordion, who knows, whatever, mandolin, kind of more Americana style. And then I'd like to add some harder stuff too that I've written over the years, kind of. And I think other members have songs as well, and trying to incorporate everything into one band. So, but it's going really good right now with the bass player stuff. He's learning this stuff quick, and I'm actually pretty blown away. He's not really like a professional bass player. He's just kind of learning. So, but it's really cool.
I agree. I love Jared Walker. He's been on one of the festivals in the past, so
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. He said that he played for Fest a couple times or one time, so that's awesome.
yeah. Indeed, Joe's been there a couple times. I remember he was in panoramic banana hammock with Mike Sword, and
That was their
yep,
name.
yep. But they shrunk it
So
down
was
to
it MD
MD.
basically?
Pretty much, yep. But they needed a new name for a short time, I guess. So,
That's hilarious.
yep.
Yeah.
And so they played downstairs at the Ridgetone Manor one year, and so it's kind of like you and taking band members like wherever they can accept us for a little while, we'll go play. Whether it's like at art galleries or people's basements or
Oh yeah.
pubs or whatever. So
Street corner. That's always a good place to draw a crowd.
absolutely, indeed, good stuff. And I love Joe. He's a good fella, and Jared too, and so is yourself. And I love you, like your sound, like you're on Reverb Nation and Facebook, and you upload clips to Facebook all the time too. So and YouTube.
I'm sorry. Say it again.
I've seen you like post them on YouTube and Facebook, and your Reverb Nation
Yeah.
page, and I put those all on the bottom for everyone to subscribe and like and such for you.
Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, the
Yeah.
stuff on Reverb is just kind of stuff I did all myself, and I'm not really good at recording, not real familiar with it. Just kind of learning my equipment, and I had that Assault Seekers account from the first lineup, and I had the recordings that we did, and then but everything is totally different. I mean, I play a lot of those same songs, but I've added lyrics, and I play them in a different key and in a different style and everything now, and but we're planning on doing a little better of a recording here real soon. So hopefully we'll have something like CDs or something for Sreth Fest, and we'll definitely have some T-shirts and merchandising. Me and Joseph just talking about that a little while ago. Now that I'm back to work, I can invest a little bit of money in some merchandising stuff. So we should have a good little set of stuff to sell for that show.
Absolutely. If I was thinking about getting vendors, but I'm like, I'm just gonna leave it to all the musicians and the comics that have merch and just have them sell their stuff instead. So,
Oh, you said vendors. Okay, yeah,
yep.
yeah.
But
So, okay.
oh, you go ahead, Douglas.
Oh, I was gonna ask you if you knew what day we were scheduled to play exactly, or Jared had asked me. He has a job where he works at night, so he would have to have some kind of heads up for to get the night off.
Oh, for
So,
sure. I have that all planned out, but I'll have to look in. I'll message you the details.
yeah,
I
it's as long as we have a little bit of a notice.
Yeah,
So
indeed. I'll definitely let you know because I'm putting like the loud bands on Friday and Saturday, so they can play
okay,
outside if they want to, and then I'll bring like the 2 piece or the 3 piece bands on the inside and the solo acts on the Tuesday and Monday and Tuesday, so that way they can play inside, so they don't make too much noise outside.
gotcha. Will it still be at after dark time or
Yep, it'll be
during the
after.
day?
Uh, they said that we can start like as early as morning, but the parking is just a pain because like you gotta move your car every once in a while, and but after
Yeah,
like 5 p.m. or something like that, you can just like leave it as long as you want. So I was just thinking
that's
nighttime.
awesome. Yeah, and it'll be a little cooler hopefully by then.
Oh yeah, I remember last year we had like 2 full days of music and it was just so hot. I was like, I don't want to put anybody through this anymore. So
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we did the release thing for the compilation that my friend put out, and we played during the day, and it was pretty hot. So
yeah,
we didn't play on the stage. We set up on the ground because it was in the shade.
yeah.
So
Indeed, I don't want to do that to you anymore, so or anybody else, because that Pueblo sun is something else for sure.
oh yeah, it's not getting any better either. It seems to get a little hotter every year. So
Indeed, most definitely. So what do you and yeah, hopefully I'll pick up some merch from you, and I usually like it's like a home distribution center, and it's from my merch sales, and I just like give it out to the fans so it just distributes everywhere, and all that good
okay,
stuff. So yep, try to build
yeah,
everyone
yeah,
up.
huh?
Try to build everyone up.
Cool, man. I'm excited
Yeah,
for this. This is gonna be fun. I'm excited
absolutely.
for like my new lineup for musicians because it's just hard to get together with people. Everyone's got their lives and kids and jobs and all that, and nobody has their any time to try to help somebody else with their dreams. So found a couple good guys that just want to play some music, so it'd be
It's
fun.
quite it's therapeutic too, for sure.
Yeah,
Yep. Man, I love how you incorporate the banjo and everything like that. I used to manage a band out in Pueblo called the Widowhood Effect, and they were a 3 piece band too,
huh?
and they played banjo in their sets, and so for them to
Say the
like
name again.
the Widowhood Effect.
Okay, yeah, I never heard of them. Hmm.
Oh yeah, they lasted only for like less than a year or two, so it didn't last
Yeah,
too long. But
yeah, I know all about that.
yeah, they come and go, but I try to keep it all together, and so it's something that they can look forward to every year. But I know it's tough to
Right.
get gigs because some places love metal and some people don't. Some people love banjo, some don't. It's just
Well,
uh,
and that's I've been kind of blessed to just kind of be a part of. I'm playing to kids that definitely probably wouldn't go check out a banjo band per se, but they seem to like it, and they all, especially out there at the bomb shelter, they all are real welcoming, and like they're just like a built-in crowd there, and they all dance, and it's a lot of fun. I want to give them a good show, and like have a good tight band, and haven't really achieved that yet, but it's just a matter of time before we blow everybody away.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'll have to send you the links to the band that I once managed, and maybe you'll like they had like one of those electric kick drums, so that way the drums wouldn't overpower the banjo. So that helped out.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. See, because I have to use a mute when I was playing with just the kick drum and myself. I put like this. I guess it's like a foam pad over the kick drum just to kind of mute it down. But yeah, with playing with Joseph, I run my banjo through a PA, and I don't really have the best setup on the inside. I'm actually working on ordering me a new setup to electrify it a little better. And but yeah, it's just a matter of, it's hard to amplify it and get a good sound. I mean, if you're a real traditionalist, it's almost impossible to get a real good banjo sound. But I wouldn't mind playing with effects and all kinds of different stuff, experimenting. But I do like the traditional sounding stuff as well. So.
Absolutely, most definitely. And you've played multiple instruments at once. You're a one man band, and how many instruments did you play all at once at one time?
I mean, really, that whole thing kind of, when I started posting videos on Facebook, and it was like lockdown or whatever, so I'm like, well, might as well just start playing banjo a lot. And I posted one video, and it like got a lot of love from a lot of my friends. I was like, kind of like, wow, this is crazy. So I just kind of like recorded everything of me learning stuff, because I didn't know how to sing and play at the same time. So I would record videos, and they weren't great, but it was just something to do. But and I started using a suitcase with a kick pedal, and then I basically bolted two tambourine cymbals to my shoe, because the whole tambourine was like a little too much. It was just overpowering, so I just cut it down to two. So it sounds more like a hi-hat. And then with the banjo, when you're playing clawhammer, you get the percussion on the head too. So really, it might sound like I'm playing more instruments, but the banjo, and then I'm using, both my feet, one for the kick drum and the tambourine, and then singing. So that's like my one-man band. I wish I had a setup where I had cymbals on my knees and like, a horn and a backpack with the drum on it and stuff, and like a real one-man band from back in the day. But yeah, and then also, I never really thought the banjo, like before I had words and stuff, that it was like a really full sound, and I just liked it for it filled out the sound, and it was kind of more of a keeping time. It made it easier to keep time as well, playing the kick drum and the tambourine. So I call it my tinkle shoe.
Good stuff, indeed. And what's like your rig setup like? Which brand instruments do you use and all that good stuff for your banjos and all that good stuff?
Well, so right now I actually, let's see. I guess it would be this way. This banjo here is it's a Gold Tone CCOTP, which I think stands for Cripple Creek. It's an open back banjo, and honestly, I bought this thing during lockdown, and it is giving me nothing but problems. Oh wow, this is weird. It wouldn't stay in tune. I changed the tuning pegs, and I just wanted to like burn it at one point, because I was so frustrated, because it was an expensive banjo kind of, and I couldn't play it. I definitely wouldn't have played it, taken it and tried to play it live, because it would just go out of tune out of nowhere. But I changed from steel strings to Nile gut strings, and that helped it a lot. It stays in tune now, and it gave it a really old timey sound. And I'm just like, and for recording and videos and everything, it just like sounds so much better. And other than that, I have this old my buddy, let me grab it. This old thing, I don't know. This here is just, I think it might be a harmony banjo. It's really like a cheap banjo, probably from the 60s or something. This is weird. And my buddy gave me this, and I fixed it up. And this thing actually is a real trooper. It stays tuned perfectly, and that's what I played most of the time every show I played with that banjo, and I have a few other ones that are kind of just torn apart, and I'm just trying to fix them up and electrify them. And I mean, a lot of the instruments I've just been collecting just in the last few years, but I got a nice bass and a nice electric guitar. And a friend of mine gave me the PA system. That's what I was running the banjo through. I don't know if you can see, but I'm just trying to set this place up like a little studio. I don't know, but I don't know anything about it, so I'm kind of learning how to set up stuff and getting equipment as far as microphone cords and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, if anything, some of these are more just wall hangers, but most of them play. My buddy gave me a cello, and then my last bass player, Jake Woodall, he fixed it up for me, and it sounds really cool. And Jared actually was thinking about playing it for a couple songs, maybe even busting out the wash tub bass. I don't know, but I like the bass guitar sound as well because I have bass lines written for all the music too. So I mean, the wash tub bass works, but it's really limited. Like, can't really do a lot on it, but it does work in a pinch. But yeah, so any instruments, I like collecting them. I like working on them, fixing them, playing them. I got Jake gave me a dulcimer, or not a dulcimer. I can't think of the name now. Anyways, it's in the corner there. It's a mountain. I don't know, but I've been learning the fiddle a little bit. I got mandolin that I play around a little bit on, harmonicas, anything, kazoo. I got a little digital drum machine. I don't know if you saw the couple of keyboard videos that I kind of was playing around with. I had some fun with those, but the little drum machine is pretty amazing. I'm just like, pressing buttons, and it's doing all kinds of cool stuff. So stuff I've never really fooled around with. And plus my situation right now, I'm running a generator right now just so I can make sure everything stays charged. But I like to keep it acoustic so I don't have to turn on the generator to play. But if I want to play through amps or the PA or anything, I have to run the generator. So, but it's not that bad. But it's cool when you don't have to rely on something else to pick up an instrument and play. That kind of hinders you. So I like the acoustic stuff.
Oh yeah, I love the acoustic stuff too. Like I was addicted to those MTV Unplugged performances for a long time, and my favorite all time is Alice in Chains Unplugged.
Okay, yeah.
Yep. Do you
I
have
heard they
any?
were touring or playing something. Are they even a
Oh,
band anymore? Or maybe it was another
oh yeah, they're
Alice in
back.
Chains. Okay, yeah. So somebody said that they were going to see him or something like that. So that's cool. Make sure this is
Yeah,
charging here.
yeah, they're back. They got a
Yeah,
new
there it is.
singer named William Duvall, and he's pretty good. He's
So
pretty
who
close.
was it Lane Staley was the original singer?
Yep,
Or was that a
yep,
different band?
yep. It was the same. Lane Staley was the
Okay,
original
yeah. I was
singer.
asking my boss about that, and I never got an answer. But okay, yeah. I didn't really listen to them a lot, but I like back when they were popular. But I definitely have appreciated a couple of their songs that I've heard, you know, over the years. Yeah, they have some good stuff. But
Indeed, I
yeah,
love that stuff. Like acoustics, my thing. That's why I managed the widowhood effect, and because it just took me back to like the raw and realness of music. And I got
yeah,
fortunately when I was living out in Los Angeles, I got to cover Alice in Chains Unchained, like Alice in Chains Unplugged, and I got to see Black Label Society Unplugged too. So that was pretty neat.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had tickets to see Black Label Society in Springs when Dust Lord played with them, but I didn't get to see him. But that was kind of funny. Um, so yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole I don't know because I kind of traveled around a lot and did some busking, on the streets. So, um, oh, uh, with the it's kind of hard. I guess nowadays they have pretty decent little battery operated amplifiers and stuff you can use, but for the purposes of traveling around just playing on a street corner and trying to make some change, yeah, where my focus on like acoustic stuff more landed. I never really got into the whole electronic parts of it over the years, but I wish I mean, I'm learning it now. So
It's
that's
never too
good.
late to learn, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
Indeed. What are
Yeah.
some
I
of
don't
your
like
favorite?
waste.
Oh, go
What's
ahead,
that?
brother. You go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, I don't like to waste really any time nowadays. Just before I used to be able to just like sleep a day away, but if I don't play music or work around my house or do something productive, I feel like pretty bad about myself each day. So it's a good change from I've definitely been in some dark places in my life. So, but
Indeed.
since I've been back to Pueblo, it's all been great, and music's definitely helped. And I hope that I've made it seems like I have a lot of people that enjoy my stuff on Facebook is where I see it. My YouTube channel doesn't get any love, but I don't really know. I'm sure there's ways you can promote it and stuff, but they're there. And uh, the Reverb Nation thing is a pretty consistent like amount of people I get turned on to different music from people that hit me up and stuff. So I like that site. I still when we get a better recording, I'll do like a Band Lab or Bandcamp, whatever that. I don't have one of those, and apparently every band does. So and then I'll have to get a TikTok, I guess, and all that stuff. I don't know.
All that social media and online work, I tell ya.
Yeah, it's like if I get any more than Facebook, I mean, I tried Instagram for a brief minute, but it's like I feel like I spend too much time on Facebook as it is. I don't need to add another one to distract me from other real shit in the world. But I do like the way that you can just get out there to people you wouldn't normally be able to see, or people around that wouldn't come to a show or something, but at least they can hear my music. And I love Facebook for that reason, for sure.
Same here, for sure. Indeed. Yep, it's quite draining. And what are some of your favorite busking stories from all over the country? Would you say?
Mm, all right. Well, the first banjo I ever bought, I think, like I said, was in 1997. And me and a couple of friends, we drove to San Diego. And basically, I'd never played a banjo before, but during that ride, I played the hell out of that banjo to the point where the guy that was driving basically wanted to smash it over my head, because it's actually a pretty annoying instrument if you don't know how to play it, for sure. And but I could play a little bit by the time we got there. So my friend was working in a coffee shop in San Diego, and we went and tracked him down. And I sat out in front and I made a sign that said I needed money for banjo lessons and put it inside my case. And I made a few bucks there. And then really the most I did it really was here in Pueblo, over by the Walmart in Tinseltown. And at that time we were playing shows, and I'd go out there for a couple hours and I'd get a couple hours of practice in. And then if we had a show, I'd pass out flyers to people that gave me money. But I would make really, really good money, like a couple $100 on a weekday, and then close to $300 on a weekend, depending. And everyone seemed to like it until eventually I got a loitering ticket. So that I'd stopped doing it after that. It was like a $200 ticket, but it was cool. And I played in Philadelphia, California. I used to play in Old Town, and just on the corner. And people appreciate you doing something, at least you're not just standing there asking for a handout. You're doing something, or if you have a funny sign or something, it helps. But yeah, the banjo definitely helped. And there's a lot of times that I was in situations where I would pawn my banjo, and I would like kick myself in the ass because I didn't have my money maker anymore, and but it's all in the past. That's why I started collecting instruments again, because I don't sell them anymore.
Indeed, for sure. And the there's a spot in the on the Riverwalk. I don't know if they will charge you to play there, but it's right underneath a bridge before you get to the it's right across from that amphitheater looking thing, but it's across the
At
river
the
from there
the
at the
river
Riverwalk.
trail down off of the boulevard.
No, the Riverwalk, like downtown.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yep, like there's a bridge there. I think it's like the First Street Bridge or something. But like
Okay.
that reverb is incredible for like music. Like I would go there
Okay.
with.
Yeah, I haven't gone down there, but I had talked to a friend that owns a jeweler, Irby's Jewelers, and because I didn't know the laws about just even playing down there on Union, and was asking him if like if he would give us permission to set up and play in front of his store, so nobody could like hassle us or. And I guess you have to get a vendor's license to actually do it
Mm,
legally. I don't know exactly what that means, but yeah, I definitely don't want to get any tickets. But yeah, if I can just go down there and play, and just set up with no hassles, then I'd love to do that. I just it's hard for me to even leave my house. I like my place, and Pueblo is kind of like not the best place, you know. So I don't mean to talk shit about Pueblo, but I don't like really going there. Kind of out in the sticks a little bit. So,
oh,
but but yeah, I've never really played just down on Union before in Pueblo. But I
indeed.
know people do. I know there are people down there, and they make some money, so that's cool.
For
It'd be cool if
sure.
I could make a living off of just doing that, you know, just playing music on the street corner. But I have to work, so.
Indeed. There's a place near me called St. Augustine, and they have people busking on downtown streets, and it's great just to hear them play and from all different styles
the,
of music. Yeah.
a lot of the stuff that's really popular now, of course, like Lost Dog Street Band and Sierra Farrell, Tejon Street Corner Thieves, and a lot of those bands are all started out, busking, and people just seem to really like that sound nowadays. It's really popular from what I can tell. Maybe that's just because of what I'm into, and so I see, that it's gaining popularity. But definitely, there's some bands out there right now that seem to be doing the thing. So I feel like I was kind of missing out. I kind of took a little hiatus for about 10 years. I was always playing, but I had other shit going on. So once I got settled down, I always told myself, if I could, I would definitely buy a bunch of instruments and try to continue with doing that, work on my music career. And
Indeed.
that's what I've been doing. So it's all
Like
good, healthy, positive stuff.
absolutely. And Doug, what are you looking forward to the most at the festival this year at the Grind House?
Oh, I mean, well, honestly, I uh, just the fact that we'll have a good, nice, tight set, and it'll be a full set with Joseph on drums and Jared, and who knows, it's still a couple months away. I might pick up other musicians, but I think I think performance wise, it'll be. I hope it'll be, like really good, and I'll have a little bit better equipment for the sound. It's like I've seen all the videos of the live stuff, and it's never really mixed right. Like vocals are too loud or they're too quiet. Plus, I didn't know how to sing even into a microphone. I don't know. I just close my eyes and sing. So people were always like, dude, you got to sing into the microphone. And I've been working on all that stuff. Like, I'm really trying to work on my voice and stuff big time. And just learning to play the banjo and sing took me, a couple years to getting where I'm comfortable now. And I found my voice, I think. Once I changed the tuning on my banjo, I kind of went to a lower tuning, and it fits the register of my voice a lot better. And I'm not trying to sing. So, and but yeah, I think just a lot of other people seeing us play. Besides, I mean, I love all down at the bomb shelter, but like they're all there and like to see heavy metal and punk rock bands, and so I think there'll be a more diverse crowd down there at the Grind House. So I like playing
That's
there. It's a great place.
I agree. I love that place too. And
Yeah.
one more question before I go: what inspired the logo of the salt shakers with the snake oil and such?
Okay. Well, so yeah, Joseph actually came up with that, and I don't know. He said that he was really stoked to be able to do a band logo that wasn't like your typical kind of death metal, unread or unlegible band name, that you don't know what it says. But I always like more fancier letters or whatever. and he just like sent me that like right after we started jamming together again, because we played music throughout the years. I did more punk rock stuff with him last, and we recorded a song for that compilation album. But yeah, he just sent me that picture, and I was like, oh, that's perfect, you know. Like I have a hard time doing something simple, you know, and I think he was thinking more something that would be easy to print on T-shirts. And that logo is blown. I love it. The snake oil thing. Yeah, he came up with the whole idea and the picture and everything. And I was just happy that somebody else was, you know, like excited about doing something in this band, you know, and I didn't have to take care of everything. So, but yeah, Joseph Vigil is one that did that, and he's the one that has all the knowledge of the screen printing and all that stuff. So I'm learning that stuff from him, and yeah, he was like gung ho about it. He helped me write some lyrics too, and you know, and he's a good dude to have in a band for somebody like me that doesn't really. I mean, I haven't played that much. I've been in a few bands, but that guy's been doing it forever, and you know, and he's done it all, and he's a good source of knowledge for sure. He's been teaching me a lot. So, but
Absolutely. Yep, Joe's one heck of a guy for sure, and so are you, Douglas. And I can't wait for Threat Fest in at the Grind House on July 15th to the 19th at the Grind Haus
yeah,
Cafe. And I love Charles and the whole staff for having us back year after year. And I can't wait to see you
yeah.
perform for the first time, so I'm pretty stoked about that.
Oh yeah, that's hey, and like I said, man, I'm honored and I appreciate you for even asking us to play. That's like way cool. It kind of blew me away. I was like, wow, all right, that's yeah. So I hope
Awesome.
it's a big success.
I hope so too, and it gives the musicians a way to network with each other to set up future shows at the Grindhouse and other places
Yeah,
and wherever music is
uh,
allowed. Yeah,
yeah, and that's cool. I'll be able to see other bands and stuff. Maybe I wouldn't catch, you know, or normally or whatever. So I like shows that are eclectic or just different styles of music. All you know, I don't like to pigeonhole myself into one genre or whatever. I like a lot of stuff. So
same here. Awesome stuff. So be sure to like the Assault Shakers on Facebook and Reverb Nation and subscribe to their channel on YouTube and all that good stuff. All those description links are below, along with the Grindhouse and the Turn On Guys Pub in Daytona Beach for the other Threat Fest coming up in October. So thank you so much, Douglas, for being my guest on the Wu Manchu Chronicles, and we will see you in the summer and can't wait to rock out with you.
awesome. Thank you, Sreth.
You're
All
welcome
right, buddy.
anytime, Douglas. Take care. Be well. Take care. See you soon.
You too, man.